In this video, I'm going to show you how to use inline CSS in your HTML, and after I show you how, I'm going to tell you to not do it or to do it as little as you can, because it's not that great. It's better to have your styles in your style sheet. I'm going to tell you all about that in the video, and we're getting started right now. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's Bjorn from Higher Learning Lab, where we help you learn to code better so you can earn more for yourself, for your clients, and for your business. And if it's your first time here, hit the subscribe button, then hit the bell notification icon so you're notified when I publish more tutorials for you. And with that out of the way, let's head over to the screen capture and do some inline CSS. Let's go check it out. So inline CSS is when we have the CSS right in the HTML. For example, I have an H1 tag right here, and this style attribute is the same as saying this is my CSS information. And this is how we're changing the appearance of the headline from the default. And on the right hand side I have this page loaded, and this is what it looks like. We add some shadow, make the text light gray, and that's all nice. And if your inline CSS is just that and your page is very, very basic, you have like 1 or 2 pages on your website, it's probably not a big deal to have inline CSS. However, if you have a whole ton of pages on your site and you keep adding more of them, it's much easier to have your CSS in a separate file that you include in the header of your website. And if you have more than one person working on your site, it's nicer to have your CSS or your styles in one place where everybody can go and everybody knows it is there. And we don't have some people changing some inline CSS on other pages and some people changing it on other pages. It just becomes a big mess that way. Another reason is you want to have your HTML markup as clean as possible. If you have CSS applied to every single element on a page and you have 1,000 elements on there and you see this on every single one, it gets very cluttered and confusing. It can be hard, or not hard, but harder to figure out what it is you want to change and where to change it. Another reason is this string of characters is fairly small, but if you have hundreds of these strings of characters, it can really add up on the page size. And CSS files, they're cached on the visitor's browser when they arrive on your site. So when they switch from page to page, they're not reloading the CSS file over and over. It's loaded once, it's cached, all those styles are applied to all the pages. If you have all the CSS in line, all that file size is in the HTML, and every single time they load the page, they're loading bigger file sizes, which is slowing down your website. So if you do have a lot of inline CSS and you want to change it, here's the basics on how to change that. We take this code, I'm just going to cut it out. I'm going to go up in the head section. I'm going to input the style tag and the style closing tag, paste the code in there. I'm going to erase this first section where it says style equals quote. And I'm going to say H1, put in a curly bracket, erase the quote at the end, closing curly bracket, and now we're going to have the exact same thing happen. I'm going to save this file, refresh the page, and nothing's going to change. So save the file, refresh, nothing changes, all the CSS is applied the same way, but now it's up here and it's much easier. Now to take this one step further, for a smaller site you can have this in your header hard-coded like this. But if you have a site of anything more than 4 or 5 pages, you're probably going to want to have a separate CSS file that contains the CSS code. And it just keeps everything clean and easy. You will open your HTML files when you want to change the structure. You'll open your CSS files when you want to change the design. And any changes you make are instantly applied throughout your site. And it just makes your life a lot easier. And that's why inline CSS is not encouraged. It's better to have your CSS external from your HTML. So that's how we do inline CSS, and that's also how we do regular style sheet CSS, which is better. It's better to keep it in the style sheet or in the style tab or style section up in the header than it is to keep it inline. I hope this video helps you. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below the video. If you haven't done so yet, hit the subscribe button, then hit the bell notification icon so you're notified when I publish more tutorials for you. And next up is clicking one of these videos that popped up on the right hand side over here. And until next time, keep crushing it, and I will see you in the next video.